Okay, I'm muted. All right. Should be good now. Let's see. All right. Yeah. Okay. Good now. All right. Yeah. Rumble's good. What about YouTube? Okay, I'm muted. All right. YouTube's good. Okay. Cool. So today, I think we have in the showrunner. Let me pull up the topics. Okay, yeah, we have the 50 Cent Ti beef that we'll cover kind of towards the end. We have the Iran war. Everyone's kind of speculating is going to start, and I'm going to go over some of that and kind of give our opinions on that. And I did cover that in a stream probably 6 months ago on how Netanyahu and several others have been saying Iran's about to have nuclear. They're about to have nuclear. They're about to have nuclear. They've been a month away for 30 years. So we'll kind of go over that again and maybe some new stuff, and then we'll also cover what's going on in Mexico. I've seen a few pictures and like a few article headlines, but haven't seen much after one of their big cartel heads was either captured or killed. I'm so behind. I'm not even sure which. So we'll look at that. We'll also I kind of want to touch on the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. That show just wrapped up, and I've been really watching that. Kind of want to also touch a little bit on the NBA All Star and look ahead to kind of my playoff predictions and that sort of thing. And also touch on Survivor 50, which premiered tonight. So kind of an all arounder. We're gonna touch on a bunch of stuff. Um, I know this is not one of the showrunner topics, so this is against the algorithm. But fuck it. This is my channel. I do what the fuck I want to do. Just coming off of Survivor, that's kind of why this I didn't have this live earlier. Uh, Survivor 50, I would have to say they gave me as a fan everything I wanted to see. Now I'm not a hardcore fan, I'm more of a casual, but I would have to say if anyone, I know that's not the topic, so probably no one that's in the chat is going to be come to us. What the hell that is? Yeah, I know that's not in the title of the video, so nobody's going to be really in for that, but maybe I'll change the title afterwards and chop it up with timestamps or whatever. But um, I really loved it with the intro. I feel like they had the perfect amount of time of like they had maybe I'm not good with gauging time sometimes, but 2 to 5 minutes in that roughly of like flashbacks from prior seasons of real big moments. Uh, Either big moments, just period, or most of the big moments had players that are in this season, I think, and then they brought all the players in and lined them up, and they spent just the right amount of time on flashbacks. And then they brought the players in, and they did like Jeff did a little. He talked to Coach, and he talked to Kobe, and he talked to Sari, and he didn't overdo that part of it either. It was a perfect amount of nostalgia and introduction, and giving the fans exactly what they wanted. For me, as far as a casual fan, and I have seen not that many seasons, probably like around 10 maybe, but I think most of the players, well, probably about half roughly of the players that I've seen play prior seasons are on this season as well. So there's definitely some people that I'm rooting for and invested in. And let me see if I can find it. I wanted to pull it up right before I started the stream, but I kind of forgot. Let me see if I can pull up the Survivor 50 cast so we can kind of talk about who I'm rooting for, who I like, and that kind of thing. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Last time I watched this, having trouble finding it. Last, not season 49, but whatever season of Survivor I watched before, or maybe it was 49. I think it was. I got a thing off of Reddit that had all the people divided into their thing by tribe and all that kind of shit. Let's see if I can find it again, hopefully on Reddit. Come on. Okay, well they have it. They had a nice graphic last time that really divided it up nicely and had everyone's picture and all that kind of shit. I should have found this beforehand. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Bingo. Let's bring this up for us. There we go. Let me put this on the screen for y'all. Uh, boom. Oh, my big head's blocking half of it. Uh, let's see if we can go. Damn it. Well, what if I zoom? Nah. Let me do this. I'll just take myself off the screen temporarily. So here's who we have. Let's see. Definitely like Colby. Uh, from season 2 and from Heroes versus Villains. Jenna is okay. I did see her season. I don't like hate her, but not super in love with her either. Rizzo's good content. I like Rizzo. Angela, I kind of like her. I watched her season with Mike and also Christian, and like she's kind of a schemer. Like not totally in love with her, but like kind of like her overall. She's not bad. Q, I just started watching his season like a day or two ago, and he is like really entertaining and good on the camera. So I really like him, and I'm gonna root for him. Stephanie is okay. She's just like I don't dislike her, but she just to me comes off plain on the TV. So not like I know she's or I don't know, but I'm sure she's a good person. I'm not like no dig against her, but like to me she's not entertaining on the TV. Kyle seemed really entertaining, really fun, and watching him and Q seemed to be like a really good like duo. Unfortunately, this was the one downside of the opening thing I would say is he got hurt and had to leave at the very end, and it's like such a great season 50 premiere. Everything about it was just amazing the whole time, and then at the very end, you had to have a medical evacuation, and that was just such a low point to end the premiere on. But everything else I loved about the whole episode, and it was so sad that Kyle had to leave the very first episode, so that sucks. Um, don't know this lady on the end. Don't know Joe. Savannah was the winner from last season. I really like her. Christian, I like. He's like a really smart dude. Suri, she's okay. Ozzy, I kind of like. Emily, she's okay. Don't really know her. Rick Devon seems to be like a cool personality, but I don't really know him yet. And Jenna, she got voted out. She was really pressing hard for Suri to get out in the first one, and that kind of went against her. And then for the last tribe, don't really know about Jonathan. D, don't really know much yet. Mike, he's okay. I take him or leave him. I did watch the season with him on it. Camilla, don't really know much about her. Charlie, I started watching the season with him and Q on it. Don't know much about him, but I kind of low key get the feeling that he won his season, but I'm not sure. And then also Tiffany is also on that season. So I feel like there's no way they would have 3 people from that one season unless one of them won. Because what other season has 3? Oh, Mike, Christian, and Angelina, and I don't know if any of those 3 won. I can't remember. They all did good and went far, but I can't remember who won. I should look that up. Anyway, and then we have Coach, who I absolutely love. He's the number one person I'm rooting for the most. Love Coach. I've seen, I think, every season he's on. So love Coach. And then Chrissy, don't know much about her. So I'd really say I'm rooting for Colby, Rizzo, Q, Coach, and Savannah for my woman pick, I would guess. And also kind of my sleeper woman pick. I wouldn't mind seeing her go far and like really scheme it up is Angelina. I kind of fuck with her on the low. And Genevieve to a degree. Those are kind of my low key like women. Like they kind of fill the similar role, so I'm surprised they're on the same tribe. But anyway, I really would love to see them like duo it up and make it far. That'd be kind of sick. Uh, so any other thoughts on the? It was such a long premiere too. Like it was long, but it kept my attention the whole time, and it was really really good. Um, I don't really like that Coach and Ozzy kind of got their beef started again. I think they get into a lot of misunderstandings that don't have to be a beef, and then they end up being a beef. So that's kind of like, it's good drama, but I wish they weren't like beefing again. But whatever. It's just like 2 personalities that are never gonna really not clash, I guess, for lack of a better phrasing. So I guess I'll move on if I think of anything else. Although I kind of need to move on to other topics and stuff. But really good opening thing. Really enjoyed it. Don't know if it needed to be 3 hours. I think they could have done just an hour and a half or 2 hours and been fine and done the medical evacuation next time because I didn't like that we ended the episode on that. But that was my small little critique. Everything else I loved. Uh, yeah. So, and I love that Coach Wade got his victory in the first challenge where it was him and Q and Ozzy. I was like, oh man, Coach is not gonna win this, but he ended up winning and pulling it out. So I love that. And it's like just because he stole the key at the end of the challenge, that's part of the challenge. It wasn't like everyone did all the parts. Everyone, I forgot what the first part of the challenge was, but there was like a first portion, and then they all had to swim out and unlock something and swim back, and then they had a big fence where we've seen this before in Survivor, where you have to tie a bunch of little shitty pieces of stick together and reach out through a fence and unhook a key far away off a pole and bring it back to you. In prior seasons, we've seen where everyone has their own fence and pole key setup. And this one, everyone was fighting for the same one, and it was like farther away than ever before. So it was kind of this winner take all. There was no rules of whoever unhooks it. And I think everybody had a diary session of those three guys, and they all said, hey, this is a winner take all. Like, just the one that unhooks it doesn't have to be the one that brings it all the way in necessarily. Like, if someone unhooks it and the key's in the sand, it's a free for all. So anyway, I don't think, and I think Coach was feeling that he didn't go against his honor by once the key was off the little pole, just because Ozzy knocked it off the pole. Now the key's destined to be his. It's like, no, it's a free for all until the key crosses the finish line. So, you know, I don't think Coach went against his honor by doing what he did. I don't think he feels that way, but I guess Ozzy feels that way, but he's just a sore loser, kind of, I would say. Um, Other than that, no real thoughts, I guess, that are coming to mind. If y'all have any thoughts on it, obviously get in the comments or chat, let me know. And let's move on to the actual topics that I had in the title. Uh, what do I want to cover first? Hold on. Give me a second. I'm going to collect some articles real quick. Put myself back on screen real quick. Uh, let's see. Let me pull up some stuff real quick. Give me 1 second. Okay. Let's pull this up. Pause it. Give me 1 second. I got two more things to pull up and then we will get it popping. Okay. All right. What do I want to go over first? We'll save the TI thing for last. Let's go over. Actually, I'm gonna go ahead and give my thoughts on the Night of the Seven Kingdoms because we just went over Survivor. I know that's bad, and then I'll kind of talk about that, maybe the NBA stuff, and even though that's not what the title's about, so that's terrible. No one's watching fucking stream anyway. So I'm just gonna give my thoughts, flow state, and then we'll get into the other stuff, and I'll change the title later. Whatever. What the fuck? What happened to my stream? Okay. Um. So, or maybe I'll save that for another stream. The Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I'll just give my quick thoughts on it. I'm really enjoying it. If you like Game of Thrones and that setting and the way they film that show, but you want something that's maybe like a little less serious and there's fewer characters, and you feel like in Game of Thrones there's no main character, but in this show it's a little smaller world. It's the same Game of Thrones world, but what the show focuses on, you feel like a little more smaller of a worldview. Uh, you really feel like Dunk and Egg, the two main characters, you really are seeing things from their point of view and following them, and they're someone you can root for consistently. So it feels like just kind of a feel-good story. You feel like there's someone that's a good guy you can root for, and it almost feels like the other Game of Thrones have their own feel, and this you can tell it's part of the same universe, but it feels like a Knight Zero to Hero superhero, not superhero, but kind of where you can follow the hero's tale and you feel like you're part of it. So anyway, I really enjoy it. If you haven't seen season 1, go watch it. It just finished up. There's only 6 episodes. They're only about 30 minutes each. That's my one thing. I wish it was longer and there was more to it. So hopefully seasons 2 and 3, which I think are guaranteed at this point, hopefully they're a little longer. Please, please. And I hope it goes for many more seasons. Supposedly there's a lot of more source material from George R. R. Martin. So hopefully we get a lot of good material. I really enjoyed season 1, and yeah, I'll maybe do a more further breakdown where I actually talk about specifics in another video. But just want to say, really enjoyed Night of the Seven Kingdoms. If you need something to watch, go check that out. And obviously, Survivor 50 just started, so we're gonna have several more weeks of that. And I think each week is gonna be an hour and a half. So that's something to look forward to every week on Wednesdays. What else? Let me touch on the NBA. I really just wanted to say I'm looking forward to it this season. I'm a Spurs fan, and there's a lot of new teams, young teams that are finally cementing their place. The Celtics have been around for a while. The Pistons are also threatening in the East now. And then in the West, we have the Thunder and the Spurs, and who else? Also the Timberwolves. So we got some young, good teams. I think there's gonna be some good competitive matchups, and there's probably a couple young teams that I'm leaving out that are good too. So I'm really looking forward to the playoffs and this final stretch after the All-Star break. The All-Star game was okay. You know, they tried the new format to change it up. You know, something's got to change, and I admire Adam Silver for trying new things, but we'll see. Yeah, not much more to say about that. Okay, let's get into the core topics. Let's get into it. I know nothing about this Mexico story, so let's watch some of it together. And boom.
Flights out of Mexico. The State Department says Americans in several parts of Mexico, including Guadalajara and Puerto Vallarta, should continue to shelter in place. This all stemming from the military operation over the weekend that killed notorious cartel leader El Mencho. His death led to a battle between heavily armed Mexican security forces and cartel gunmen who set cars and buildings on fire and blocked roads in dozens of states. Drivers were forced to carefully navigate around rows of smoldering, burned out vehicles. More than 70 people died in the attempt to capture the cartel kingpin, which triggered a wave of violence in the region.
In fact, the Ministry of Defense in Mexico says the plan was to capture El Mencho alive, but they claim gunfire was quickly exchanged as part of that operation. The body count taken by security officials includes at least 25 National Guard military police.
R.I.P. El Mencho. They fucking smoked his ass.
And more than 30 suspected cartel members. As of right now, we've heard of no Americans being hurt. And despite the confusion, some tourists were able to get flights back to LAX.
Scary as anything. They would take the taxi drivers out of the,
I bet it was,
out of the
too,
vehicles, put the 2 cars on the intersection, and set them on fire.
Golly, going crazy.
So nobody could get by.
My Airbnb host drove me to the airport, and it was bad. There were businesses, mostly like OXXOs, like corporate businesses, just burned up, devastated. Buses, cars.
United and Alaska Airlines resumed flights from Puerto Vallarta last night, while some American Airlines flights remained canceled. And the violence in Mexico is also affecting the cruise vacation business, with many voyages being canceled.
We've got Mario live at the port with the details on this. Mario.
Bob, Jen, good morning. As you just mentioned, those travel warnings remain in place. U.S. citizens in Mexico, at least parts of western Mexico, are still being told to shelter in place. And this is impacting cruise ship travel here from Southern California. Several cruise lines now skipping a popular tourist destination. Let's start with where things stand in Mexico this morning as the situation continues to develop. Take a look at some of the latest images there. Ongoing security operations continuing to impact multiple states, including Jalisco, Baja California, and Nayarit. impact. Now, roadblocks, a heavy security presence, and transportation disruptions remain in some areas, but the U.S. Embassy in Mexico says conditions have stabilized in other parts of the country. Some areas returning to normal operations. Most airports are open, but travelers should expect delays and check with their airlines. And again, how this is impacting cruise travel from Southern California. As of this morning, several ships from Norwegian, Princess, and Holland American have removed Puerto Vallarta from their Mexican Riviera.
I don't care about that. I guess there's not a lot to report. They're in chaos.
Thanks for staying with us here at Live Now from Fox. I want to turn our attention now to a story that we are continuing to follow very closely. Chaos erupting in parts of Mexico after the killing of a prominent cartel leader. You do see him here on your screen. His name, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, also known as El Mencho, was the leader for the Jalisco New Generation Cartel. He was killed on Sunday in a capture attempt by the military. The operation and waves of violence killed 70 people, according to the Associated Press. Now, the death of El Mencho came as Mexico's government has stepped up its offensive against cartels in an effort to meet demands by President Trump to crack down on criminal groups. The cartel, also known as CJNG, is one of the fastest growing criminal networks in Mexico. I do want to dive into this story and just talk about really the situation now as a whole. To do that, bringing now into the conversation is Will Freeman. He is with the Council for Foreign Relations. Will, good morning. Good to have you on here.
Good morning.
Wow, he's professional looking.
Can you explain the significance of El Mencho and just the grip that cartel had in parts of Mexico, and how all of this destruction really just represents, again, that grip and the attention that they captured from authorities?
Over the last decade, El Mencho, as leader of the CJNG cartel, had expanded that cartel into Mexico's largest.
I just want to note that they're wilding. That might lead to a bigger story. This is one of those things where I feel like I say this here and there, and I feel like mainstream news when I do this, I'm like, we'll touch on the story if anything arises, and nothing ever arises because they never report on shit to follow up. But if anything more comes of this, this will kind of be a benchmark for us, at least here. And Will Freeman, what a name. That doesn't sound fake at all. We'll see. We'll just kind of monitor the situation. They're burning shit and going crazy, but we'll see if anything. 70 people have died, I think they said, after this guy died. So anyway, we'll keep tabs on that and see if anything else arises. Let's go the bulk of what I wanted to review. I should have put this in the title. We will. What is that? We'll keep that for the end. Here's another video of Mexico real quick while we're on that. I believe this is real. I have no way of knowing. This is in Puerto Vallarta. I don't know how to say that. Vallarta, Mexico. Anyway. Turn the thing on. It looks pretty chaotic here and there. Different spots around the city have things on fire, so. And the thing says, if you have friends or family vacationing in Puerto, however you say it, Mexico, it's a full war zone now after the cartel leader was killed. Airport, cars, buildings, and more tourists are under fire by gunmen. Anyone there should stay out of sight. All U.S. airlines have canceled flights. U.S. State Department has warned all U.S. citizens to shelter in place until further notice. Anyway. Okay, let's get into a little bit of the State of the Union. I have a few timestamps, I believe. Here we go. I just want to have it noted that they were clapping, like, they were up and down like a friggin' Pop Goes the Weasel. Up and down, up and down, up and down. Every time Trump stopped in the first half, they were just clapping, clapping, clapping. And I paused it here, and this is beautiful because this is a rough estimate of where I want to start it. But right here, they're showing Howard Lutnick and RFK. They were showing Howard Lutnick so damn much last night. If you don't know who he is, we might go into it on another podcast. We might do a deep dive. But he was Epstein's neighbor at one time. He worked at one of the trade centers during 9/11. It wasn't there when it was hit. That sort of thing. He's one of those types. Look at him here. Anyway, we might do a deep dive on him another time. But they sure like to have him on camera a lot during this thing when they would flash away from Trump and show different people. They love to. He was one of their top ones. I think he had the most. What do you want to say? Like on camera moments other than Trump, I would say. If not, he was definitely in the running. So anyway, let's watch this little clip here, and I'll give my commentary.
Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it.
I don't know if there's anyone more I hate than Mike, what's his face? Mike Johnson behind Trump. God, he is such a cocksucker. The whole night, he just has the most fakest smug grin. He's a good little boy. And look at Vance right here. This is the perfect screenshot of just sap.
People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to
Oh my God. He's saying we're winning so much, people are begging him to stop. Do you know anyone that feels that way? Life in America is so good since Trump got elected. I just can't hardly take it. It's just like, dude, are you out of your fucking mind? Look at him.
Our country is winning again. In fact,
there's no one. What am I trying to say? There's no way that someone. How old is Trump? Almost 80. For someone that's never done any drugs or alcohol, you tell me. Let me see how old he is. How someone who's 80 years old. Let me get the age. 79. Has enough energy to talk for an hour and a half, like this does, like this man does. Can't even talk. And he's not on any drugs. It's like, I don't know. Tell me one other 80-year-old that's this energetic that doesn't work out. Because Trump doesn't work out. If you have another 80-year-old that exercises regularly, walks, bikes, whatever, etc., okay, maybe. Trump doesn't do that. You give me an 80-year-old who doesn't work out, who is this energetic, dude, not a thing.
We're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no.
You're
going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of...
And I say, no. You're going to win more than ever. Oh, and this is where he brings out the fucking hockey team.
Made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in.
Who gives a fuck? I think a couple people were commentating on this. No one in America really cares about hockey like that. We've been winning so much. It hurts. People are saying, no, stop. And I'm like, no, you're going to win more. No. What, are you going to torture us with winning? Oh, my God. Where's the part where he talks about... It's got to be something coming up after the hockey team. I don't want to hear about this shit. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
Here, but will be given, and which has been civilian rapidly is lit. Good job.
Look at him standing up again, dude. It was
this year,
constant.
and I must say I got them both. I got him in my first term, and I was disappointed because I didn't think I'd be the president when this happened. But strange things took place, and now I've got him because I got the Olympics and I got the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and I'm coming, and that is exciting news. Country and the heroes who have kept it free, men like Buddy Machine. Forward to July 4th, 2020.
No, when is he gonna brag about the child tax credit? Hold on. There's a bunch of greasy dumb shit that he talks about, but we gotta get to the highlights of what I care about. This guy is such a fucking idiot. I mean, he makes it too easy. Yeah, here we go. Yes.
Children, beautiful, 2 children, during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here.
Wait 1 second. This fucking idiot. Sorry, I had to respond to something work related.
Here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax.
This poor mom is so much richer. Let's hear him tell us just how much richer. It's gonna fucking hurt you.
On tips, no tax on this evening, and during the day while waiting tables at night as her husband works overtime operating very heavy equipment. Megan is here this evening, and she's happy to tell you that she is so much richer because with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and her expanded child tax credit done again by Republicans, Megan and her husband will take home more than.
If I was in charge of this country, one of the first 2 or 3 things I would do is get rid of all child tax credits. Fuck child tax credits. No more incentive for people that have kids. No more.
$5,000 extra.
Oh, wow. $5,000 extra. That's how much richer she is? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
The year, cutting her tax bill in more than half.
Dude, that's nothing. $5,000 a year is nothing.
Stand up. We're fighting for you, Megan.
That's nothing. You know how much money a month is $5,000 a year? 5,000 divided by 12. That is $400. That is $100 a week. That is nothing. I could have done that in my head. I'm stupid. That's $100 a week. That is like nothing. That is nothing. I mean, it's something, but it's not.
We're fighting for you.
You're not richer.
Under our bill, parents like Megan can also activate their children's brand new Trump accounts. And I didn't name it.
Oh, my God. Look at him stand up again. Anyway, if you saw this, you know how ridiculous it was, and you know, but let's see. There's one more highlight I want to hit. I'm not enjoying this as much as I thought I would. Let's see. It was more fun at the time to like gawk at kind of the retarded and ridiculous stuff he was saying, but let's see. Really? Let's see. Okay, here we go.
wave the tariffs paid for by foreign countries will, like in the past, substantially replace the modern-day system of income tax, taking a great financial burden off the people that I love. Right? Moving forward, factories, jobs, investments.
Look, see there, they show him again.
And trillions of dollars will continue pouring into
What did I
the
tell you?
United
Look at
States
him.
of America.
Oh, he's like, get that goddamn camera off of me. Dude, why do they show him so much?
Because
I
we
want you to
finally
know.
have a president who puts America first. I put America first.
I put America first. Are we going to remember this when this cocksucker goes to war for Israel? I put America first. America first. He's so full of shit.
Trillions and trillions of dollars will continue.
We know who
pouring
owns
into
you.
the United
It's like
States.
Skip Bayless when he says, so-and-so owns you. It's like, Israel owns you. I need to get that little Skip Bayless soundbite. Israel owns you, Trump.
Of America.
Howard Lutnick owns you.
Because we finally have a president who puts America first. I put America first.
Dude, you put Satan first and hate nothing good.
I love America.
Look at Mike Johnson. Dude, I wish I could just get one free just punch as hard as I could to Mike Johnson. I'm just fucking around totally. But, dude, he's just such a punchable face. And Vance, too. I wish I could give him a noogie. Mike Johnson.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to drain the wealth out of the productive, hardworking people.
Really? Wait a minute. Hold everything. You're telling me that before Trump, everything was what? Everything was rigged against us? Everything was lies? No. What does that mean?
From trade to healthcare, from...
Wait a minute.
For decades before I came along, we had the exact opposite. From trade to healthcare, from energy to immigration, everything was stolen and rigged in order to...
Yeah, wow. What, like, if you're someone that believes in the system and you've been a voter all along and you think everything's on the up and up, what is he telling you? Everything has been fucked the whole time. The only thing that I would disagree is it's still fucked. He's going to act like it's been rigged and dirty and crooked and gross and destructive and just trash the whole time. If you're a detractor of Trump or even someone that's neutral or sober-minded, you know this is complete bullshit and he's just selling a huge lie. But why would it be this one way the whole time and then all of a sudden when he gets in here, it's different? This thing's just been a trash the whole time. But now that I'm here, I'm going to operate in the same field, but I'm going to be just an angel. That's like saying, they dribble the basketball in the NBA, but I'm going to go to the NBA and be the best ever, and I'm not going to dribble the ball. It's like, dude, you're fucking retarded. No, that's not how things work. I just, wow. The fact that he said that. Why would you get into a system that's been rigged, that's been dirty, that's been all these gross things? Why, if it's all those things and it's been that way for decades, what one man could really get in there and change things? Why would you want to take that chance? Why would you think you're going to be the one? You one by yourself, solitary, are going to change the entire trajectory of a whole system that's corrupt. The whole thing has been that way for decades. Everything's been rigged, from healthcare to trade to everything. And then Trump's going to get in here like Superman and change it all. We've already seen that's not true. We've seen the lies. We've seen the deceit. We've seen the hate. We've seen the no accountability. We've seen him just saying whatever the hell he wants to and what comes to mind. So it's like, either, you can just take the statement as trash like everything else he says, or we can hold it up to something and say, okay, I agree with you. Things have been trash the whole time. And guess what, buddy? They're still fucking trash. And you're the biggest trash of them all. You know, this whole system has been garbage the whole time. But then I came and I made it gold. Pure gold, baby. It's like, it's like that commercial. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. That's not how life works. Just know. That's not how Trump's life has worked. Trump has never worked hard for anything. He has been a creep. He has been an attention whore. He has worked hard for nada.
Drain the wealth out of the productive, hard work.
And I don't give a fuck, by the way. I'm just tired of people following him. Break free. If you believe in Trump, break free. There's no reason. There's no need. I don't care if you hate me or are mad at me temporarily. Trump is a cocksucker. He's not someone you should be supporting. I don't care. Again, I'm just tired of the blind following. Enough is enough. There should be 0 people that support Trump. You know how he's like, there's 0 people that have gotten through the border illegally. You are retarded. But there should literally be 0 people that support your retarded ass. How can you say there's been 0 people? 0? Since Trump's been in, there's been 0 illegals. 0. If there's one that snuck across and you didn't know about it, that's 1. How would you know about him? To say there's 0, it's just retarded. No. Trump, you should have 0 support. You are a fucking idiot. 0. The only 0 I want to hear about is 0 from Houston. Fuck off.
People who make our country great, who make our country run.
The people that make our country great are people that speak out against you, and you're a fucking coward.
Under Biden and his corrupt partners in Congress and beyond, it reached a breaking point with the Green New scam, open borders for everyone. They poured in by the millions and millions.
No. Every time he says that, I'm going to go against this. If they poured in by the millions, the burden is on you to show it. Until you show it, you are a goddamn liar. They did not pour in by the fucking millions. Shame on you. I want to see the fucking numbers. Enough. This bullshit. I want to see, if they poured in by the millions, I want to see the increased arrest records in all the counties that went up without a reason. I want to see all the extra enrolled kids in schools that went up unexplainably. I want to see all the extra groceries that were sold in all the counties unexplainably. I want to see the spike in every fucking category that it's like, okay, we had a 10% spike in like 10 categories. I don't even know what the term would be, but socially we can measure these in local government or whatever. These 10 things went up and we have no explainable reason why other than illegals. Okay. You don't see any of that. There's all these extra illegals, but you don't see it in any of our local communities more than normal. It's bullshit. And I'm tired of him getting away with this lie. And I've called it out before, and I'm calling it out every time I hear it, and I'm not letting it slide. All this extra illegals when Biden got in, it's bullshit. You think all the Border Patrol dudes just laid down their gun and fucking took a nap for 4 years? Get real. Get real. Get a fucking life. There's no excuse to support Trump ever again anymore from anyone. No.
From prisons, from mental institutions.
From mental institutions.
11,888 murders. They came into our country. You allowed that to happen. And record-setting inflation that cost the typical family $34,000 in just a speck of time.
I don't know who that guy is, but he's hating it.
Now the same people in this chamber who voted for those disasters suddenly used the word affordability, a word. They just used it. Somebody gave it to them, knowing full well that.
No, affordability has been a word for a long ass time and has been very used on the news to talk about the economy and stuff. So for him, somebody just gave it to him. They just came up with it. It's like, dude, you're fucking retarded. What is wrong with you?
That they caused and created the increased prices that all of our citizens had to endure. You caused that problem.
He is so retarded.
You caused that problem.
No, they didn't. You're retarded. And watch what he's about to fix his mouth to say. Not only is he going to say that they caused the prices to go up, he's going to say that the prices of groceries are way down, which they're not. He's going to say the prices of houses are way down, which they're fucking not. It's like, dude, you're just going to straight up fucking lie. Don't lie to me. I'm down here on the bottom where I'm buying groceries and looking at houses still, and have friends that have just bought houses and are thinking about buying houses and thinking about maybe selling what they have and getting something a little nicer. The price of housing is not down. Chill high. Rent is not down. Groceries are not down. He's going to make the claim, but I'm just telling you preemptively. Shit is not cheaper. Fuck off.
They knew their statements were a dirty,
Who the fuck is that?
Their policies created the high prices. Our policies are rapidly ending them. We are doing really well. Those prices are plummeting downward.
He's so full of shit. Look how sad Elizabeth Warren is. If you're watching this and enjoying it, get in the chat and let me know what you think. Let me know if you had any thoughts on the address or anything I've talked about so far, and appreciate y'all for tuning in. She's so sad.
The price of eggs is down 60.
I'll try to find it towards the end. I wasn't going to show it, but I'll try to find it before we get off this video. At one point, the left and Elizabeth Warren does clap for him where he says he's going to go after insider trading, which if he does, that'd be good. But that should have been done, like, as he said, a long-ass time ago.
%, Madam Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by...
No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's motherfucking not.
A lot. And even...
By a lot. No. Anyone in the chat, or if you see this later in the comments, please, if you have seen anything that happens to be cheaper, please prove me wrong and just get in the comments and I'll just take your word for it. Scouts honor type, whatever, look at us. But I think everyone would agree overwhelmingly, things over time with inflation and the shitty fucking capitalist blah, 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 things always go up. Things have never gone down. If we have a crash in the market or something, they go down temporarily and then they go back up. Things never go down. Since 2009, when there was a crash in the housing market, things have gone up and 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 steadily up, and they have not gone down. So Trump's like, oh, things have gone down since I've been in. No, they motherfucking haven't. Like, in the beginning, Trump would say, like, crazy things and make, like, bold predictions and just kind of, like, brag. And it was like, okay, he's not outright lying. Like, sometimes he would. But it's like, he's just, like, bragging and making bold statements that he might do shit that he's not going to do. Now, at this point, he fucking lies. Like, most of the time when he's talking, he's lying. It almost feels like at this point.
Secretary, thank you. The cost of chicken, butter, fruit, hotels, automobiles, rent is lower today than when I took office by...
No, it's not.
A lot. And even beef, which was very high, is starting to come down significantly. Just hold on a little while. We're getting it down.
Oh, no, it's not, motherfucker. Beef is not down. I actually want to have a podcast with my dad again soon and get him to talk about... He is very into the ag world and cattle and the price of beef and all that shit. And if anyone... And he's a Trump supporter, so we might have some friendly disagreements, but we would talk about some facts, especially first. But my dad would know if the price of beef is up or down and what the fuck's been going on with that. And he'd be able to tell you over the past year or 2 or 3 or however far we're going to go back. That is something I would like to have a conversation on soon, and hopefully we'll do it. But dude, the price of beef cannot be down, dude. Why? Like,
and soon you will see numbers that few people would think were possible to achieve just a short time ago. Nobody can believe when they see the kind of numbers, and especially energy, when they see energy going down to numbers like that, they cannot believe it. It's like another big tax cut. I'm also confronting one of the biggest ripoffs of our times, the crushing cost of health care caused by you. Since the passage of the Unaffordable Care Act, sometimes referred to as...
I don't care about this. When is he going to talk about... Okay, that was kind of the last thing I wanted to touch on. I also... Let's show whenever he talks about insider trading. pro tip if you're a YouTube creator or if you're just someone who wants to, seek out something you found in a video, or if you're trying to find something in a video, you can hit Control F on your keyboard. It brings up this little search tab right here, and you can type something in, and then you can go below the video of YouTube and click, the show more right here, more under the description, and it drops down, and near the bottom you have transcript. Click show transcript, brings up this thing on the right, and then you can bring up, or you can type in what you're looking for, and in the Control F box, let's see, here we go. Let's watch the part where he talks about insiders trading, and then we might move on to something else.
This administration, we will always protect Social Security and Medicare. They are not protecting it for our seniors. We will always protect. The typical 401k balance is up by at least setting all those records. Your 401ks are this gross disparity. I'm announcing that next year my administration will give these often forgotten American workers, great people, the people that built our country, access to the same type of retirement plan offered to every federal worker. We will match your contribution with up to $1,000 each year as we ensure that all Americans can profit from a rising stock market. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information.
Why didn't he just do that his first term if he's so great? Woo! You're gonna do it now! Let's stand up and clap. Woo! Look at it, was a photo op. They knew he was going to say that because that cameraman was in position for the left people to stand up and clap.
They stood up for that. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Did Nancy Pelosi stand up if she's here? Doubt it. Pass the Stop Insider Trading Act without delay.
Wow, that was so hard to think of. Why didn't you just do that the first time? And Trump, if you really want to help the housing market, why don't you stop monopolies and corporations from buying single-family homes? I think I may have heard him mention that, but that should have been done first term a long time ago. That's not a hard thing to think about. Anyway, there's more I could have picked apart. It would have been more fun last night, maybe when it was fresh, and I had just watched it. But that's kind of my notes and thoughts on it. Man, if you still support Trump at this point, grow up. Fuck Trump. Let's see if he talked about Iran in this real quick, because that is one of our last topics. Let's see. We do have a couple of videos pertaining to that also after this, but I think he mentioned it in this video. I'm pretty damn sure. Oh, come on. There's no way he didn't mention it. Oh, yeah. See what he says.
The Prime Minister of Pakistan would have died if it were not for my involvement. Kosovo and Serbia, Israel and Iran, Egypt and Ethiopia, Armenia and Azerbaijan, the Congo and Rwanda, and of course the United States military obliterated Iran's nuclear weapons program with an attack on Iranian soil known as Operation Midnight Hammer.
Midnight Hammer. Did they really, though? ... Because there's a lot of rumblings. If you pay attention to geopolitical stuff and you kind of more have your ear to the ground, so to speak. I don't know about mainstream news, but everyone that I hear that kind of really pays attention to, what would I say, just people that are just a little bit more tapped in and cover the news on a little bit more of a better level. Anyone that's just a little bit more tapped in has been hearing huge rumblings like, hey, watch Iran, watch the Iran war, watch the Iran war. There could be a strike. Like I say, PBD, who's like if I want the official right-wing news, I don't go to Fox, I go to PBD. he's been saying, watch Iran, watch the Iran strike, and people even more tapped in and more like low level, but more like I don't know what I would say, what I'm trying to describe, but people that are really tapped in have been saying, watch out for this. So that's kind of what we're gonna look at after this a little bit. And we did strike Iran and supposedly knock out their nuclear capabilities, but not so fast. I think there might still be a war looming with Iran. That's what a lot of people that are really a lot more knowledgeable than me, what I was trying to kind of sum up a minute ago, are saying. So let's kind of listen to what Trump has to say, and then we have a few more videos in that area. I really need to get some damn guests on this thing that are more knowledgeable about specific things, and I can pick their brain. I feel like that's my value. I know about a lot of stuff, but if I get guests that are knowledgeable about specific things, I feel like I can pick their brain and ask the good questions that everybody would want to know, and really bring really bring the best out of my guest and their area of expertise and kind of what they have to offer. So I do have friends that are more into this and more knowledgeable, and I'd love to get them on the podcast, or at least get them on the phone for 5 minutes, and maybe that'll be something that we have. I really want to. It's hard because no one's invested in this like I am, and I'm not even as dedicated and as invested as I should be. But to have someone say, "Hey, I want to have you on the podcast for 5 minutes," it can be nerve-wracking. People feel like they might mess up, they might say something wrong, they might, they want to get in hot water or have people mad at them or make a fool of themselves. So I understand completely, but it'd be such a valuable asset if I could have 4 or 5 different people, or even 1 or 2 that I could call on a regular basis and say, "Hey, what do you think about this thing? What do you think about this thing? Well, I'm talking about this." So anyway, I need to get more people involved, and really, I think it would improve the quality of the show and what I have to offer. And, more people just adds more. So anyway, enough on that. Let's see what Trump has to say about Iran. Iran cannot have nuclear. Iran. Dude. I don't remember who this guy is here on the end beside, I think, Pam Bondi to the left, but he's another big player in the whole grand scheme of things, and he is a creepazoid. Midnight Hammer. Isn't that just an all-star lineup right there? Rubio, not sure. Pete Hegseth, I'm pretty sure. Pam Bondi, and then what's this guy's name? Doug Burgum. Mr. Bug, Professor Bug. And he is a certified creep. In my book. Professor Bug.
For decades, it had been the policy of the United States never to allow Iran to obtain a nuclear weapon. Many decades. Since they seized control of that proud nation 47 years ago, the regime and its murderous proxies have spread nothing but terrorism and death and hate. They've killed and maimed thousands of American service members and hundreds of thousands and even millions of people with what's called roadside bombs. They were the kings of the roadside bomb. And we took out Soleimani. I did that during my first term. Had a huge impact. He was the father of the roadside bomb. And just over the last couple of months with the protests, they've killed at least, it looks like, 32,000 protesters. 32,000 protesters in their own country. They shot them and hung them. We stopped them from hanging a lot of them with the threat of serious violence. But this is some terrible people. They've already developed missiles that can threaten Europe and our bases overseas, and they're working to build missiles that will soon reach the United States of America. After Midnight Hammer, they were warned to make no future attempts to rebuild their weapons program, and in particular, nuclear weapons. Yet they continue, starting it all over.
God, can you find a picture of more miserable looking men? Look at these men. Do these men look happy? They look like they are ready to just kill themselves at any second. This is who I want to look like and aspire to be and look to lead.
Wiped it out, and they want to start all over again. and are at this moment again pursuing their sinister ambitions. We are in negotiations with them. They want to make a deal, but we haven't heard those secret words. We will never have a nuclear weapon. My preference.
They stand and clap so damn much. Even some of the people on the left are going to stand and clap for that.
My preference is to solve this problem through diplomacy. But one thing is certain, I will never allow the world's #1 sponsor of terror, which they are by far, to have a nuclear weapon. Can't let that happen.
Can't let that happen. This is where he's talking big, like, okay, if they go to do it, that's our excuse to go to war with them. Can't let it happen. Well, I thought your Strike Midnight Hammer was supposed to be the end of that, right? At the time, he said, we knocked out all their nuclear capabilities. That's it. There's nothing to worry about. It's like, well, you're talking now like is something to worry about, right? Can't let that happen. Well, I thought you,
and no nation.
At the time when he did Midnight Hammer, I could go through the trouble of pulling it up, but he made it seem like that was it. He knocked them back to hell, and he knocked them out of the nuclear game. Now it's seeming like, wait, is there still a threat? You know, like.
Should ever doubt America's resolve. We have the most powerful military on earth. I rebuilt the military in my first term.
He rebuilt the military. The military, I guess, was also shit before Trump. Who knew?
Continue to do so.
Like, how did we get through Afghanistan and all the 9/11 wars? How did we get through all that if our military was shit? I mean, come on, bro.
Also, we just approved a $1 trillion budget. We have no choice. We have to be strong because hopefully we will seldom have to use this great power that we built together. It's really called Peace Through Strength, and it's been very, very effective.
Oh, I wonder how many times they stood up and sat down. It had to be like 100.
So thanks to Republicans in Congress, we're investing that record number of.
All right, well, he just said Iran can't get nuclear. They've been floating that and playing with that and tickling that for years. Let me see if I can find a clip real quick. I know I've done it before in a prior podcast a long time ago. Let's see if we can find a little video where they kind of put a few of them together. This guy has been saying this for so damn long. He's such a cheeseball. Okay. Let's see how long he's been saying this shit.
So how much enriched uranium do you need for a bomb? And how close is Iran to getting it? Well, let me show you. Brought a diagram for you.
Oh, of course you did.
Here's a diagram.
Look at that. That's a Mario bomb.
This is a fuse.
Is that a nuke, Bowser?
In the case of Iran...
Is Jerry going to light the fuse there, Tom?
Nuclear plans to build a bomb. This bomb has to be filled with enough enriched uranium.
Yeah, someone said he stole the bomb from the Coyote and the Roadrunner. And then someone says 12 years later and the fuse is still lit.
And Iran has to go through 3 stages. Where's Iran? Iran's completed the first stage. Now they're well into the second stage. And by next spring, at most, by next summer, at current enrichment rates, they will have finished the medium enrichment and move on to the final stage. From there, it's only a few months, possibly a few weeks, before they get enough enriched uranium for the first bomb. If these are the facts, and they are, where should a red line be drawn? A red line should be drawn right here. before.
God, he's so full of shit.
If not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months.
They have the wherewithal, the stored up, preserved knowledge to make a bomb very quickly if they wanted to do it.
Iran is so dangerous. Weeks away from having the fissile material for an entire arsenal of nuclear bombs.
They're very close. They're 6 months away from being about
Thank
90%
you to whoever
of
put this
having
video
enriched
together. I
uranium
love
for
you.
an atom bomb.
Iran is gearing up to produce 25 bombs, atomic bombs a year, 250 bombs in a decade.
Ladies and gentlemen,
why aren't you dead yet? Here he is in 96. Same lie.
time is running out.
How long has he been the fucking president of this fucking country? Holy shit. They don't have elections where you're from, motherfucker. And Trump is this guy's biggest fan, by the way. If you don't know, Trump loves Israel. He loves Netanyahu. This is like his brother from another mother.
Iran will be capable of producing alone, without importing anything,
Nuclear bombs within 3 to 5 years. So he's been saying this for 20 or 30 years. Netanyahu. And we've previewed that before. So it's
You've probably heard
comical. We don't need to see anymore. Let's watch a video of JD Vance. I'm not sure. I was sent this by a friend that said it's relevant, so we'll check this out. Supposedly JD Vance saying something about Iran and what we're going to tolerate or not tolerate from them. And this is very, very recent, within the past 24 hours, I believe.
On Iran, while you're here, can you explain to the American people why the United States would need to strike Iran
God,
to stop them
the atrocious quality on Twitter.
if the United States
Elon, step it up. I need fucking 4K. I need at least 720 or 1080. This is fucking 420 slop, brother. Or 240, excuse me.
Well, I'm not going to make any news on Iran today, Caitlin. I'll let the president make those announcements. As you know, he is sending 2 of his best negotiators to Geneva tomorrow in order to continue to try to strike the best deal possible for the American people. But the principle is very simple. Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon. If they try to rebuild a nuclear weapon, that causes problems for us. And in fact, we've seen evidence that they have tried to do exactly that. So the president sending those negotiators to try to address that problem, as the president has said repeatedly, he wants to address that problem diplomatically, but of course the president has other options as well.
I think what people who are hyper following this story and are really into the geopolitics on the next level and really, really keep their ear to the ground, they've been following the story and they've seen things escalate, blah, 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 and not de-escalate. And then there's this Geneva Convention, and they could be wrong. Talks could go on for another 6 months or a year and a half before things pop off and the war starts. But I think the feeling is this Geneva Convention could be a big point. And like, people are wrong with these predictions. This could be the breaking off point, or it could go on for another 6 months, another year and a half. We don't know. But a lot of people that are in the know really think that this could be a big point. So that's why we were just kind of, I think, the video about the Geneva Convention. Let's see what Rubio has to say. This is this video, surely, right? I mean, it's just a post. Marco Rubio is trying to convince the U.S. public that Iran poses a threat to the U.S., not Israel. Iran is trying to achieve intercontinental ballistic missile, Secretary of State Marco Rubio. Iran poses conventional weapons that are designed to attack America. The Iranians are not discussing ballistic missiles in the Geneva negotiations is a big, big problem. I don't know. I wish I had more behind the scenes and like the rumblings of like what's been going on. You know, that really, we'll cover that tomorrow. That really doesn't pertain. Let's finish it up with some of the T.I. and 50 Cent beef, because I did put that in the title. I don't want to not cover that. I think with the Iran and Israel thing, it's one of those things that's been bubbling, and you know, if you know, you know, the more and more over the past year or two, it's really coming to light that a lot of the stuff in the Middle East that we have gone through as far as war has been on Israel's behalf. And I think regardless of, your stance on pro-Israel, anti-Israel, pro-Islam, or pro-Palestine, anti-whatever Palestine. Do we want to fight wars on someone else's behalf? Just period. And it seems like they're the bully in the war too. So it's like, do we really want to jump in on the behalf of the bullies? I think most Americans would rather just sit it out. So hopefully we keep that in mind, even if something real drastic happens to try to change our mind and jar us into the war. Let's try to keep cool heads and remember, like, this is not our fight. We have things over here we need to straighten out. So, and the fact that Netanyahu's been president for 30 years is another thing that's a little weird. So I think we have our own problems and we don't need to fight a war. That's just my opinion. And anyway, let's academics kind of outlines this beef, and I just kind of want to give my input. I'm not a huge T.I. fan. He's grown on me throughout the years, is what I will say though. And I'm even less of a 50 Cent fan, and he has a few good verses here and there on like features, and a few good songs, of course, classic back in the day, like In the Club and Pimp and so on and so forth. But overall, I don't like how he's constantly always trolling everybody, even a lot of times people that he's got more fame and more people that don't want to cross him, that are willing to, like, oh yeah, 50's clowning this person, to like hee it up with him because they don't want to cross him and be on his bad side, rather than they really agree with his side of the beef or really like what he's saying. I feel there's a lot of people in the industry that don't want to be the one, metaphorically, that he's pointing the gun at. They don't want to be the one that he's going to go at next. So they're just like, oh yeah, it's funny, huh? 50's going at this person. But you can tell it's like they're laughing hesitantly with him because they don't want to be the next one. But I'm not one of those people because I'm a nobody, not in the industry. Fuck 50 Cent. He's not relevant anymore as far as the rap game. He still produces like Empire or whatever, but like that's just a show with a bunch of gay people on it, so I don't really give a fuck about that. And like, in New York, but like, I'm gonna ride with T.I., who's in the South and who has, to me, more hits than I'm gonna jam on a regular basis by far. He's produced more hits and bangers more recently. He's put more people on. He doesn't have gay rumors against his name, and he had a beef with Little Flip back in the day, which wasn't really cool. As far as like, it wasn't cool, man. Maybe it wasn't the thing I love the most, being a Texas and Flip fan, but willing to overlook that for sure. Again, he put on so many people from Atlanta. He's put out some really good music recently. Most notably, something that I would point to and say really good piece of work is Get Dough or Die 2 mixtape, which was a Hustle Gang collaborative with T.I. and all his people that he's signed and working with, and that was a really, really, really good, solid mixtape. And just personally, as of right now, I want to see T.I. and what he stands for, repping for the South, family man, not really riding with drama. He might have done some stuff in the past I didn't like, and he had the whole snitch thing, like calling it 1-800-TIP Atlanta and whatever. That was lame as fuck. And maybe, I didn't really care for the beef with Flip because I was riding with Flip and all that kind of stuff, even though I really didn't know about it back then, but like, found out about it kind of after the fact. And of course, my perspective in that side of the beef, I fuck with Flip and ride for him. Anyway, saying all to say, current modern day, I'm riding with T.I. all the way. I don't think 50 wants it with T.I. Lyrically, versus battle, I don't know. I think versus sucks. I don't like versus. Maybe it's different if you're there in person and it's cool, but like watching versus online just doesn't appeal to me. It kind of blows. Maybe they need to change the format or do something new. But I'm not feeling it. I don't care for it. But yeah, I don't think 50 wants it in a rap battle with T.I. And I think T.I.'s put out 2 diss tracks, so go check those out. I don't want to play those on the channel, get the video flagged or anything. They were okay. It's not what T.I. is at all capable of. I know if he really gets going, 50 is going to get embarrassed lyrically. So we'll see, kind of keep the pulse on if that happens. But yeah, we'll play out this little thing by academics, the first little 5 minutes, let him talk about what the beef's about. What do y'all think about the beef? Have y'all heard either of the songs by T.I.? If so, what did you think? Have you seen any of the posts by 50 and T.I.? And what's your assessment of the beef? Y'all get in the comments right now, or if you watch the rebroadcast, let me know. Oh, Nose is in the chat. My bad. I have not been paying attention. Yeah, I just got done talking about the State of the Union, Noza. You know, I'm not a Trump guy. I was going pretty hard on him. Pause. He was saying the price of everything went down. My main critical takeaway from the State of the Union is Trump said the prices of chicken, rent, gas, houses, everything is down since I've been in office. It's like, dude, chill high. I don't think anyone yeah. Go back and check it out and let me know what you have to say. But I don't think, dude, the prices are not down. So he needs to chill high on that. He did say some good things I think that everyone likes. He's going to try to do away with insider trading. Even the Democrats clap for that. I'm down for that. He briefly said he was going to try to do away with income tax, which he's floated a few times. I'm down for that. Excuse me. But what was the other thing I talked about? Let me see real quick. Oh, he said we're winning so much. It was kind of a comical moment. He said we're winning so much, I'm tired of it. And it was just like kind of hilarious. The Dems are cooked now. Yeah. I think both sides are cooked, bro. Anyway, let me watch this little piece by academics, and then maybe we'll flip back around to talking about a little bit more of the State of the Union.
To a versus battle. Now, the reason why I'm characterizing this whole thing as beef is that there's nothing that 50 has ever said that makes me think he respects T.I. musically in terms of him asking for that versus, that he would ever do it, or even if he respects him as a man. If I ask you to play a game of basketball, and you tell me, no, you're...
Bro, I'm going to let him finish it, and I have points to go off of that.
You're a snitch. That's beyond the game of basketball. That's you not having respect for me as a man.
Yeah.
It's not even turning down what we, the competition. It's you disrespecting me. Now, I was wondering where this is going to go, and we're going to try to figure out the origin, but 50 has been...
Who even cares if 50 Cent respects him anymore? It's like people are giving him too much clout and credit by even responding or reacting or giving him, oh, man. It's like T.I.'s mad that 50 Cent doesn't respect him as a man. You disrespected me as a man. It's like, I kind of get that, but people need to stop giving 50 Cent clout and caring what he thinks. We need to treat him like the old goofy has-been that he is.
Triple downing on calling T.I. a rat. While T.I., for the most part, has avoided reciprocating that energy and basically kept saying, oh, no, he's just ducking me. No. He's more than ducking you, even if he is. He's saying you're a rat. Answer that allegation. He's calling you a rat. That's what's going on. And for the longest, T.I. was acting like his ears didn't hear those words. So let me give you a little bit of how it started recently again. Not how it started.
Hey, what's happening, y'all? Some people call me Tip, but this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you got to do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number of the Crime Stoppers.
Now, if this is the snitching he's talking about, T.I. needs to just come out and say, yeah, I did this little commercial for the police and to help out the community and just, like, own up to it. If this is all he has against him, just own that, and that's nothing. But if he has other snitching allegations, supposedly both of them are calling the other one a snitch and say they both have evidence or paperwork against the other one. So we'll let academics explain it a bit more. This is, a lot of nothing. But there is two songs behind it from T.I., so we'll see if 50 Cent puts anything on wax or if he's just going to be, like, social media thugging it.
Started from the beginning, but how it started recently. So T.I. and 50 Cent. T.I. was asked, I believe, by Shannon Sharp on stage, hey, who would you want to do a versus with, brother? And while asked that, he would say this.
I was supposed to go, and then goddamn, when I was talking to Swiss, I was like, shit, man, yeah, I'd do it. But really, the motherfucker that really would be the one, it ain't gonna happen. But if Gucci, Young and Gucci, that the one. And then he hit me back. He was like, shit, Tip, don't even trip. I got hello. I called my man out. He don't want no smoke. He ducking smoke. It's cool. So now, here we are trying to think about other people who would do it. You know what I'm saying? We mentioned Wayne, and Wayne wouldn't be bad. I respect Wayne. I'm a Hot Boy fan.
Yes, sir.
I feel like that would make some.
Okay. Then it continued a bit. He said this.
Yeah.
Tip said he want 50. I like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know.
So let me ask you a question. So it's 20 songs.
Yeah.
It's 20 songs. So let me ask you a question. So is it all your songs, or can it be something that you were featured on?
I mean, I believe it could be anything that you had something to do with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on.
But I ain't tripping. You can.
Hold on. You finished the album already?
So anyway, we could go look at, like Zach was saying, the stuff with T.I.'s son. I just wanted to touch on it briefly. I didn't want to get into the whole thing. I just kind of want to. I guess we could look into. Get a. He's live. There was one that was like this one.
When the greatness is way. Or yeah. Okay. See, soon as we left, Mexico don't get it. Like this. What happens is confused. Was completely done by me. The chat nigga little hoodie thing.
Bro, he's pulling on me with the title and the thumbnail.
His son-in-law also faked his death. Okay?
Bro, are you going to talk about fucking fuck off? Well, that might be where we leave it. Let's see. We want to go circle back to the State of the Union. I guess I can. I think I pretty much hit it all. I don't know, Noza. I might need to have you on the podcast soon. We can duke it out in person. Yeah, I think it's GG's for both political parties. But for Trump to say we're winning so much we can't take it, it's like, yeah, I don't know about that. I haven't heard anybody say that. But that's where I'll leave it, I think. Y'all let me know what y'all thought. The title wasn't as accurate to the stream as usual, but anyway, I need to brush up on that shit per usual. But y'all let me know what y'all thought of the stream. I talked about the Survivor premiere and just briefly touched on A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and kind of just said that I'm looking forward to the NBA Finals. I'll probably talk about that stuff on another stream when I have my thoughts more collected and I'm not already talking about other topics that are kind of the stream is more focused on. And then we kind of got into the main topics of the Mexico thing, which I just kind of viewed it with y'all here. I didn't know anything about it. So we kind of caught up on that a little bit. I'm still not too sure what happened. This guy was Mexico army went to capture this guy. He got killed, and then the cartel went crazy. That's pretty much all of it. And then we went over the State of the Union and a little bit of the Iran stuff. I need to get more details on that. So I'm going to maybe do some research on it and then come with that solid. But that's something I've been hearing. I mean, obviously we did a strike on Iran, Operation, what was it, Midnight Hammer last year. So obviously something's going on. It's not all just, a lot of it is, I need to find a term for it, but it's like not mainstream news, but it's like one level below that, like the PBD level and people that are more deep into it than that. Everybody that's really, really has their ear to the street, so to speak, on the geopolitical level have been saying, watch out for Iran, watch out for Iran, watch out for our war with Iran. So I need to get someone that's more into the details on, hey, we struck them here and here when it wasn't on the news, and I know even after there was after the operation in Venezuela, I think a bunch of our warships went over there. I need someone who's watching all the little fucking things like that and it has some events kind of memorized in their mind that they remember and that we can address and say, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. Okay, it's not just people saying the escalation is happening, but actual events that we can tie to it from someone that's more been paying attention to that scene, so to speak. Okay, yeah, good to see you here, Noza, and yeah, rewatch and let me know what you think. But I think I'm about to end it off too. But yeah, I want to know more. Maybe what was the other topic I want to discuss more? Oh, the Night of the Seven Kingdoms. I want to discuss that more. The Spurs and the NBA more, and then maybe the Iran thing more. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the stream. Let me know what y'all thought of the State of the Union thing. That was kind of the main dominating topic of this stream, even though it was kind of all over the place. I'll probably retitle the stream to kind of more accurately reflect what we talked about and hopefully put timestamps. But yeah, let me know what y'all thought of all the topics, mainly the State of the Union. Did you watch the whole thing? Did you just watch part of it? Did you catch anything that was unusual or that made you surprise you? At this point, I don't think there's anything Trump could say that would surprise us or make us be like, oh my God. The surprise factor, I think, is kind of gone. But anyway, y'all let me know what y'all thought of that, what y'all thought of the stream, anything that I covered. Y'all get in the comments and let me know. I appreciate Mr. Joe Games and, of course, Noza for y'all tuning in and getting in the chat. And whoever catches the rebroadcast, of course, y'all get in the comments and let me know what y'all think. Till next time, I'm Elegy from Where There's Smoke. And hopefully I'll be back. I definitely want to get somebody in studio for conversations. And anyway, maybe I'll make it happen soon. I appreciate all y'all. And until next time, y'all take care. I'm out.